Well, hello there again. It's James Burgess, the author of Chaos, How Business Leaders Can Master the Power of Focus, and you are so close to completing your mastery of business planning as to be beyond belief. We are really making tremendous progress. Welcome back to Focus Yourself, a 7-module home study course for business planning. Great to have you back with us. This means you're really engaged, really involved, and that's going to be extremely powerful for your business. Let's just recap for a moment where we've been. In Module 1, we revisited where business planning has been and how it's been broken, and we talked about why it's important and how clarifying and achieving the future that you believe in through continuous improvement, leveraging strategies, is a marvelous way to approach your business improvement. In Module 2, we got up into the clouds a bit, 30,000 feet in the air, creating a vision for the future of where this business is going, how much, by when, doing what, for whom. And in Module 2, we stayed up in the clouds, designing, developing a mission statement. Now with Module number 4, we're going to be when we complete this, we're going to be over halfway through the module. So hold on, because it gets really, really great over the next final 3 modules. We're going to get a lot of great work done. So on Module 4, what the heck are we doing? Well, let me just talk to you about that for a second. Again, business planning is easy and it's fast, and we are still in the midst of the 5 secrets to business planning, with Module 4 being about objectives. So what is this all about? Targets or objectives identify the measures of success. What are the measures of success? An objective should be explicit and measurable. Write that down. Explicit and measurable. Write this down. They should be action-oriented and realistic. Action-oriented and realistic, with perhaps just a touch of a stretch. And they should be date-specific. And the date is normally your year-end, your fiscal year-end. And if your fiscal year-end is December 31st, then it simply matches with the calendar year-end. Now, here's the thing. If you're just about to start your year, this timing is perfect. If you're already into the year, you can take a couple of approaches. Simply plan out the next 8, 9, 10, 6, 4, whatever, how many more months there are to your year-end. Just set objectives to get as a practice business plan to get you to the year-end. Or go back and look at the full year so far. What have you earned in terms of revenue so far this year, and project forward a total revenue, for example, for the whole year. Okay, go do it. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to give you some more information. It's actually more, it's not just about what will be measured, it is what must be measured. You must measure. If you're going to set objectives, then you need to know how you're progressing against those objectives, and there's only one way to do it. It is by measuring them. Measure them, because here's the analogy. Setting a target and not measuring them would be like going to watch a sporting event. Let me use baseball. Going to a baseball game, watching it for, what, 4 hours, all 9 innings, maybe even some extra innings, paid for parking, paid for the tickets, paid for babysitting, paid for dinner. So maybe, what, a $500 evening for good seats, and leave the game having no idea what the score is. Not because you didn't stay till the end, but having no idea through the entire game what the score was. It would be absolutely pointless, wouldn't it? You wouldn't accept it. You'd insist upon an immediate refund. Well, that's us as business owners. Again, because of this fear of failure, we don't measure ourselves because we don't want to see the reality of what we accomplish. We don't want to hold ourselves accountable for actually creating the results that we set for ourselves. At the end of the day, the measures, the outcomes don't change. Whether you measure them or don't measure them, the outcomes are still occurring. The thing is about measuring them is you can then ask 2 great questions. Why did this happen, and how can I leverage it even more, or how can I stop it from happening? 2 incredibly powerful conversations. I'm done lecturing. Okay. There are a number of targets or objectives that you can set up. I'm going to approach this from a keep it simple and aligned. That is to say, I'm going to give you a series of sample objectives that you can use. In fact, I'm going to send you, at the end of this module, I'm going to send you an objectives exercise that you can work through for yourself to create your objectives if you need some extra help. In general, 6 objectives is probably all you need, unless you're a business kind of in the $6 million to $15 million in revenue or higher. If you're listening to us, then you might need 9 or 10. But generally, I think 6 is all you really require. The first one, and absolutely mandatory, you must have this one. How much revenue are you going to make this year? I'm going to skip down to the end for a moment and get to the last one because it's also mandatory. How much profit for this year? For smaller, I'm going to speak to the smaller businesses because they're going to have the least experience with doing this kind of thing. So smaller businesses, let's say under $1 million in revenue, I think the middle 4 objectives are excellent for you. Understand what your average revenue per sale is. How much do you make each time you sell something? Because if you do that, then you'll know how many sales you need. You just take your revenue, divide it by the average, and that'll tell me how many sales you need for the year. Divide that by 12, you now know how many sales you need a month. Divide the yearly target by 52 or 48, allowing for vacations, and you now know how many sales you need a week. You've moved from a revenue target to an activity target, which is extremely more powerful and more palatable and more easily measured than waiting till the year end to see what the revenue result is. But then I can also determine how efficient I am at closing sales. If it takes me 5 meetings to close 1 sale, then I know in total I have to have 25 meetings a year to get my 5 closed sales at $20,000 each, getting me the $100,000 that I'm looking for. Okay? So now I have a close rate, and I may not like that close rate, so I may want to spend some time improving my skill to improve my close rate and say I'm going to improve my close rate from 5 to 1 this year to 4 to 1, and then I need fewer meetings. But now we're really down to an activity level. Just have to know how many meetings I have to have. Now it may take me a number of prospects. I need prospects to come into my pipeline through my website, through networking, through sending out letters, or any number of other ways to draw prospects to you. And if I know it takes me 10 prospects to get me 1 meeting, well, now I know I need 250 prospects in my pipeline during the year to get my 25 meetings, to get me my 5 closed sales at $20,000 each. I have $100,000. Everything comes back now to nothing but understanding how many people are coming into my pipeline. I'm away from the revenue because it will. If I achieve everything else, then I know what the outcome will be as long as I get my 250 prospects into my pipeline. And that's incredibly powerful when you can do that. And measure yourself so that when it happens, you can say, why did it happen and how can I make it even better? Or when it doesn't happen, you can say, how come that happened and how can I improve against it? Okay? So there are 6 objectives you can use to get you started. Remember, get it down, then get it right. It doesn't have to be perfect your first time doing this. Get it down, then get it right by starting out with these 6. If you're a more mature business, you probably have a greater idea of other targets you may want to measure yourself against. Gross profit margin, cost of goods sold, training hours of the team, number of team members certified in a particular program, return call time, response rates, error rates, debts written off target. There's all kinds that you can produce. So as I said, if you want to talk about this, flip me an email. My email is james@focus31. Let's engage. I want to make sure you get this right. So what I want you to do now is go craft 5, 6, 7, 8 objectives depending on the complexity of your business. And if it's not very complex, use exactly the ones I've given you. Do a little historical review in terms of understanding what your average sale is, what your close rate is in meetings, and start figuring out, can you improve upon them this year and create a better outcome, and set your targets. Okay? And I'll look forward. I'll give you a lot of feedback. You can send your plan to that part of your plan to me early if you'd like, or you can leave it till the end of the modules when I'm going to ask you to send me your plans anyway, and I can give you plenty of coaching to it. So we're over halfway through. Vision statement, mission statement. In 35 to 45 minutes, you'll have your first get it down, get it right style of objectives. Okay? We are over halfway through the planning process after you invest another 35 to 45 minutes right now. So go to it, stay with it, do the assignment, do the homework, come back, and we'll carry on. Where are we going next, I wonder? Let's have a look. It's still fast and easy, or easy and fast, excuse me. We're still going to be in the 5 secrets to effective business planning. I'd like you to watch for my objectives exercise. I'll be sending that to you shortly. And when we come back, we're going to do Module 5, Strategies. Now, I said this is fast and easy. Strategies is at the hard end of fast and easy. All right, it's one of the most challenging areas because it's just not where we play with our brains right now when it comes to business. We're very tactical. We're going to talk strategies. I'm going to make it as simple as I can for you and keep myself available to you to help you perfect your strategies as you get it down and then get it right. So let's get going. Go get those objectives put into place. Again, 35, 45 minutes, no more. Get it down, get it right, and keep moving forward. We'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.